Hello students. Welcome to my new video on free convection. So we're solving problems related to free convection. So in the last two problems, we have seen that the problems related to vertical flat plate for constant temperature boundary condition and constant heat flux boundary condition. So how to solve it now? In today's class, we shall see a different problem which is related to horizontal flat plate. I'm going to read the problem. A plate of size 300 mm into 1000 mm is oriented horizontally in atmosphere at 30 degrees centigrade. If the surface temperature of the plate is 120 degrees centigrade, determine the total heat transfer rate from the plate to the surroundings. So this is what the problem is all about. So how this problem is different from the previous problems is that here the plate is horizontally placed. So please note that the plate is horizontally placed. So whenever we have a horizontal plate problem, let us try to discuss few things here. Whenever the plate is horizontally placed, I'm going to write two cases here. So let us consider this as the horizontal plate. Now the first case is that when the T wall, so case number 1, when the T wall is greater than T infinity, when the T wall is greater than T infinity, when such is the case, if you consider this case, so how does, so whenever the plate is placed horizontally, the h on different side is going to be varied. That means h on top and bottom will be different, it will not be same. So as you can see, the convection current is going to be something like this, or the flow which takes place will be something in this format. So the flow is going to be moving in this particular fashion. As you can see here, the T wall is higher than the T infinity, the surrounding. So as and when the first layer of the air which is surrounding this horizontal plate gets heated up, so the movement of the air is going to be in this fashion. So let me just try to write another few streamlines around the flat plate. So the flow is going to be in this particular direction. Now if you observe here, if you try to name it, so let us try to name it as this side. That means if you want to calculate the heat transfer coefficient on this side, so here as I told you, T top or H top is different from H bottom. The way the air is moving, the contours, the shape, or the direction, or the way the pattern of movement of air happening on the bottom side is different to the top. You can see clearly. So I can name it as 1 and 2. That means 1 represents the top face and 2 represents the bottom face. This is for the case of when T wall is greater than T infinity. Also there is one more case. Now the heat transfer coefficient on the top and bottom are entirely different. Now the second case is that when the T infinity is greater than T wall, let me just try to write the same diagram. This is the flat plate. So the current, the flows, it can be considered as something like this. you can see the contours is going to be moving in this particular fashion. So this is a theory that you need to know first. So let us try to name it as 3 and 4. So here also the heat transfer coefficient on the top face is different from the bottom face. So this can also be in some cases they are going to give the condition as hot face facing upwards and hot face facing downwards. So it is for the entirely different case. So it is same as this. So either they are going to give in this particular fashion. So whenever you want to calculate the heat transfer coefficient for a horizontal plate, you need to be aware of whether first condition, whether T wall greater than T infinity or not, and the next thing is whether the T infinity is greater than or T wall. So that is a condition, and accordingly this and this condition, hot face facing upwards and facing downwards, are almost one and the same. I mean to say that if you try to observe the expression for Nusselt number, that is for suppose say for 1 and 2, for 1 and 4, sorry, for 1 and 4, the Nusselt number correlation is, for 1 and 4, Nusselt number correlation is that it is going to be 0.54 into RAL to the power of 1 by 4 for this particular, these two things. I am going to mark it in this particular fashion for 1 and 4. And for 2 and 3, the Nusselt number correlation is that it is going to be 0.27 RAL to the power of 1 by 4. So what is that you can consider is that this condition, that is for 1 and 4, where Nusselt number is given as, average Nusselt number is given as 0.54 RAL to the power of 1 by 4. This is nothing but hot face facing upwards. These are one and the same. So you can see here 1 and 4 are one and the same where the circulation happens. That is when T wall greater than T infinity or T infinity greater than T wall. To calculate the Nusselt number correlation for 1 and 4, it is Nu average is equal to 0.54 RAL to the power of 1 by 4. Now for 2 and 3, that is NUL average. So that condition is same as this condition. That is, let me just go here. That is average Nusselt number is 0.27 RAL to the power of 1 by 4. Okay, we are going to use these two things. So whenever you want to calculate the heat transfer coefficient for any horizontal plate, you need to first calculate the head stop, like considering the hot face facing upwards. You can use this correlation. Then also you are supposed to calculate the head's bottom, considering that hot face is facing downwards. Then accordingly, similarly, simultaneously you have to calculate the Q top and Q bottom. And then when you want to calculate Q total is equal to, Q total will be equal to, I'll write it here, Q total will be equal to Q top plus Q bottom. So please note this. This is what you need to understand whenever you want to calculate the heat transfer coefficient or heat transfer rate for horizontal flat plate. Okay. So with this thing, we shall now try to solve the problem, whatever that I have written here. So the flat plate of size, so let me just take another sheet here. So I'm going to write it here. So a flat plate of size 300 mm into 1000 mm. So let me just try to write the flat plate. So I'm going to take the length as 1000 mm. So the length here is 1000 mm or 1 meter. Of course there will be a width. So the surface temperature Ts is equal to 120 degrees centigrade and T infinity is equal to 30 degree centigrade and oriented horizontally, that's why we have written here. So let us try to write the given here. So given so these are the data we have been provided with. So given Ts is equal to 120 degree centigrade, comma T infinity equal to 30 degree centigrade and length equal to 1 meter and breadth equal to 300, so it is 0.3 meter if I am not wrong. Okay, so now this is what the thing is. Next, what is that we need to do? So here you should be very careful. So what is that we are calculating here? We are calculating the we need to calculate the characteristic length here. So how do we calculate the characteristic length? So first thing, let us try to consider the case 1, that is H top or bracket hot face facing upwards. Let us try to consider this first. Now, how do we find out now? First thing before finding out anything is that we need to find out what is called as the characteristic length. What is that characteristic length? It is nothing but area by perimeter. So what is the area of this? Area of this is just 1 into 0.3 whole divided by, what is the perimeter? Since it's a rectangle thing, 2 times 1 plus 0.3. So we are going to end up with 0.115. I have calculated already. So just for your this thing. Next thing is what? Find out the properties. Now how do we find out properties? Again, find out T mean, that is Ts plus T infinity divided by 2, which is nothing but 120 plus 30 divided by 2, which is 75 degrees centigrade. Now from data handbook, heat transfer data handbook, from heat transfer data handbook, at 75 degrees centigrade for air, what are the properties? Now I've already calculated. I'm going to give it for you guys. So 20.57 into 10 to the power of minus 6 meter square per second, and the Prandtl number will be equal to 0.693, and what else we want? We want we don't want thermal conductivity. I feel, if I want, I'll let you know afterwards. I think this is sufficient. I feel, since it's not a constant heat flux motor condition, we don't need any K value, correct? So I think these two properties are enough, I feel. Next thing is we need to calculate what is called as beta. So how do we calculate beta? So beta is 1 by Tm. So it should be in Kelvin. So it is 1 divided by 75 plus 273. So which is equal to how much? So after calculating, you're going to end up with 2.874 into 10 to the power of minus 3. Now, what is our next case? Our next case is to find out what is called as Rayleigh number. So directly we can calculate Rayleigh number. That is nothing but GR into PR, which is G beta delta T. So characteristic length L cube divided by mu square into Prandtl number. So let us try to substitute all these things. G is 9.81, G is 9.81, beta is 2.874 into 10 to the power of minus 3 into delta T is 120 minus 30, that is 90, into LC is 0.115 whole square. Okay, so whole square, sorry, it is whole cube, divided by kinematic into, so Prandtl number is 0.693. So nu square is how much? Kinematic viscosity 20.57 into 10 to the power of minus 6 whole square. So RA Rayleigh number will be equal to, so for you guys have calculated, it is coming out to be around 6.32 into 10 to the power of 6. Now if you observe this is very much lesser than 10 to the power of 9. Therefore we can conclude that flow is laminar. So here also guys, the correlation for NU is going to vary based on turbulent flow or laminar flow. So horizontal case, you need to consider that first thing is what is the type of boundary condition given, whether it is a constant heat flux boundary condition or constant temperature boundary condition, first thing. Second thing is you need to consider whether the flow is laminar or turbulent. Third case is you are supposed to find out two types of heat transfer coefficient, that is when the hot phase placing upwards and placing downwards. So please be careful about those things. Now flow is laminar. Next thing is, what are the things? What is that? You need to pick the right correlation for flow laminar. So whatever the correlation that I gave here, this is for laminar flows. Okay, for turbulent flow I'll let you know if the problem is there for turbulent flow, or else I'm going to give you for turbulent flow what are the correlations. Okay, now the flow is laminar. So what is that we need to know? We need to pick it. So again, from heat transfer data handbook, here from heat transfer data handbook, for horizontal flat plate, for horizontal flat plate, for horizontal flat plate, for horizontal flat plate, then in the bracket you can write hot plate, hot surface or hot face facing upwards. We have Nu average Nusselt number is equal to 0.54 times RAL to the power of 1 by 4, which is equal to 0.54 times. So we have calculated the RAL value here. How much is the RAL value? 6.32 into 10 to the power of 6. So please calculate that. 6.32 into 10 to the power of 6 to the power of 1 by 4. Now if you try to calculate that, you are going to have, let me just use the calculator here. So into 10 to the power of 6 to the power of 0.25. So it is coming out to be around 27.07. So which is equal to what? H average into LC divided by K. So you are supposed to calculate you have to consider the characteristic length wherever you go. Okay, so please be careful about that. You have to consider the characteristic length. So what is that? It is equal to 27.07. So H average will be equal to what? 27.07 into K divided by LC. So K we want, right? Okay, I have not given the K value. I think it is. Please take down the K value. So K is equal to 0.03 watt per meter Kelvin. Okay, K value is that. So which is equal to what? 27.07 into 0.03 divided by 0.11, how much? 5. So if you try to calculate it, H average is coming out to be around 7.063 watt per meter square Kelvin. So this H average is nothing but it is the top, or you can write it as H top. H average is for the top. So what is it we need to calculate? Accordingly, please calculate Q top. Q top is what? H top into area, surface area into Ts minus T infinity. So if you try to do that, if you try to substitute it, 7.03 into 0.3 into 1, correct? It's the area available for the heat transfer over there, into 90. So which is turning out to be around, let me just calculate it. So 7.063 into 0.3 into 90. It is turning out to be around 190.701. 190.701 watts. This is for the Q top. Now in case of vertical flat plate, what we used to do? We used to multiply it by 2, correct? So but in horizontal plate, since H is not same for top and bottom, we have to separately calculate the H bottom and separately calculate the Q bottom. So that is the difference between horizontal and vertical position. Okay. Now in the similar manner, case 2, this is case 1, case 2, that is hot face facing bottom, or bracket you can write it as H bottom. So how do you going to calculate? So all the other things are same, only thing the correlation. From heat transfer data handbook, please write this. From heat transfer data handbook, for horizontal flat plate, for horizontal flat plate, and in that what are the things? Hot face, for hot face facing bottom, we have NUL average is equal to what? 0.27 RAL or GRPR to the power of 0.25 or 1 by 4. What are the things? One and the same. 0.27 times. So what is the RAL average? You know the RAL average is what? How much? It is 6.32. 6.32 into 10 to the power of 6 to the power of 1 by 4. So our NUL average for bottom is turning out to be around 13.535. 13.535. Now similarly, that is nothing but what? H average into L divided by K, that is equal to again 13.535. So H average or H bottom, I am going to write it directly. H bottom or H average is equal to what? 13.535. So I am directly writing it 0.03 divided by 0.115. So which is turning out to be around, we calculate it. How much? It is here we are having 13.535. 13.535 into 0.03 divided by 0.115. So it is turning out to be around 3.53 watt per meter square Kelvin. 3.53 watt per meter square Kelvin. And accordingly calculate, please calculate Q bottom is equal to what? H bottom into area into Ts minus T infinity. Please substitute it. 3.53 into 0.3 into 1 into 90. Directly I am writing So I am getting a value as 95.33 watts. Now this is what the Q bottom is. So please note this value. So Q bottom is 95.33 watts. So what is that? We have to do it. So Q total equal to Q top plus Q bottom. So which is equal to, so what is the value of Q top? So let me just put it here. So Q top, we have got the value as 190, and Q bottom, we have got the value as 95. So let me just try to put it here. So it is Q top is 190.701 plus Q bottom as 95.33. So therefore Q total is turning out to be around 200 and let me just 286.03. So this is how you are supposed to calculate the Q total for horizontal flat plate condition. Okay, so let me just remind you guys, the thing that you need to consider is, for horizontal case, when the air flow starts happening over the plate, the type of air flow or the way in which the air flows in the top and bottom is different. That is the reason the H is going to be varied. Okay, the whole configuration of movement of air is going to be varied. So that is the reason the H top will not be equal to H bottom. So H top is not equal to H bottom. Whereas in vertical case, we used to consider both H is same. Okay, since the flow is in the vertical direction. So here it is in the horizontal direction. The H top and bottom are not equal. So that is the reason we need to do this exercise of finding out, considering case 1, H top, that is hot face facing upwards, and next case is that for hot face facing bottom, separately calculate the heat transfer coefficient for H top and H bottom, and finally accordingly calculate Q top and Q bottom, and finally calculate Q total equal to Q top plus Q bottom. Okay, I hope you have understood this problem. If you have any doubts, you can please comment on the video. Thank you.